everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 10 language learning tips that will speeden up your language learning journey. It won't exactly make you fluent, but it will definitely help you in learning a language. So, without further ado, let's get started with the actual video. My first tip for you guys is to watch movies and TV shows in that language. You can find many of these on Netflix if you just search up the language and then write shows or movies next to it. As you can see here, I'm typing in Korean shows, but you can do that with literally any language. Or you can find a children's program and you can change the subtitle and audio so that the vocabulary that they speak is much easier for you to understand, if that makes any sense. Tip number 2 is to write your daily lists in that language. This can be a to-do list or a shopping list. I highly recommend after you've learned the food vocab that you try writing a shopping list in that language. It is challenging in the beginning, but once you get used to the vocabulary, it'll be a piece of cake. Here's me writing in German because that's the language I do for school. It's just a very simple shopping list and it doesn't even have to be real. Here I'm writing a to-do list, and honestly I'm very sorry if there's any mistakes because I'm not that experienced in German, but I tried, and yeah, this is what my typical to-do list would look like, and I'm just translating that into whatever language I want to learn. So yeah, you can make it fit your schedule and you can make it fit your basically like your daily lifestyle. Tip number 3 is that if you're learning a scripted language, learn the script for it first. By this, I mean if it's not in like English letters and it's with like a different sort of script, then you gotta learn the script first before you start learning the vocabulary because it's just gonna be very difficult. So here's me just writing in Hangul, which is like Korean script. And yeah, I'm honestly like I can only do Hangul. I can't really learn like Korean, but I know Hangul and like the script. So don't rush to the vocabulary or the grammar before you even start learning the script. So yeah, here's me just writing basic words like hello and thank you. I don't know if the thank you one is correct, but we're just gonna move on. Tip number 4 is to find resources for your language. This can be apps or websites. Google is a lifesaver, just search it up. So here's me showing you guys Duolingo, which is a very famous language learning app. It has many different options. I actually do German on it and I have like a 43-day streak, which is kind of insane. But I just use it to kind of refresh my memory of German every single day because I don't do German heavily every single day. So I just use that to kind of learn it for like 5 minutes and just keep that streak going. It has loads of different languages, plus you can learn like say English from French. Like it has different translations and like it's just very cool, and it's good for younger children as well because there aren't really like ads or like pop-up ads or something like that, and it's very child friendly as well. So I like to use it because it's also a really good design. The only thing I would say is that they could improve the heart system because you're only limited to a few exercises every day if you run out of your hearts. Also, you can search up websites for your language. So here is howtostudykorean.com. It's very famous among people that want to learn Korean, and it's all free. So if you want to learn Korean, you can just go to that website. It has like vocabulary per unit or lesson, and it has like voice as well. So when you press play, it says it in Korean, so you can work on your pronunciation as well. Tip number 5 is to use flashcards on the most commonly used words. If you search up like your language and then write top 1000 or top 500 or top 100 most commonly used words, it will give you an entire list of words that are common in that language, so you can like prioritize. And so if you don't want to learn every single vocab in that language ever, you can just learn the list and you'll be good to go. Honestly, if you learn the 1000, you're definitely good to go. But yeah, I wouldn't like heavily depend on that, but it's definitely a major part. Or you can use Quizlet or just normal paper to make flashcards, and you can like test yourself even on the go. I like to use Quizlet because, you know, it saves paper and it saves kind of effort, because you can just search up German most commonly used words or whatever language that you want to learn. It's definitely one way of testing yourself and your brain from time to time. Tip number 6, if you're extra determined to learn your language, you should write a diary in that language every single day. It's definitely a good thing to write a diary, especially in the language you're learning, because not only will you get better and get improved in your writing skills, but also you will find out the vocabulary that you use most commonly, and it will help you identify the words that you need to know in order to just survive for that language. And yeah, basically here's me writing a journal entry in German, and I'm very sorry if I made any mistakes. I'm, as I said, not that experienced in it yet, but yeah, I feel like I did an okay job. Like, I get what I'm trying to say. And yeah, or you can do like just like one sentence every day if you think you're busy but you still want to keep this idea. Just do one sentence describing your day, and it will help you identify what vocab you use most commonly. Tip number 7 is to write an easy news article in your language, like copying that news article into whatever book you're writing it in. This is especially good if you are writing in a scripted language and you want to improve the handwriting for that language, but it's also helpful for you to identify most commonly used vocabulary, especially in newspapers and newspaper articles. It's very good to do this, not only to like look out for the news, but also to write it down. And it may seem a bit repetitive, but honestly it will help you in the long run, because the newspaper language is also kind of like a formal language, so you can use it in everyday life. Tip number 8 is to write quotes in your language, and I feel like this is also another way of staying motivated to learn your language, because it's very easy to just drop out and leave it at whatever stage you are on. But if you keep on going and actually become fluent in the future, it's good to like motivate yourself along the way. So here's me just writing down some random German quotes, not just to like help me motivate, but also to improve my handwriting and improve my writing skills and vocabulary skills in German. And yeah, they look cool, and I looked at their translations and they all have like very deep meanings as well. Tip number 9 is to read children's books in that language that are easy to understand. This one's especially the ones for the people that love to read, and if you're trying out a new language, you would want to read in that as well, because it will be a major part of your life if you're moving there, and if you have to like attend classes from the university or something like that, then it will be important to have reading as a good skill. Here's me just reading Alice in Wonderland but in German, and find an interesting story, because if you don't find an interesting story and it's just in German and you're just reading it because it's in your language, then honestly don't read that. Find an interesting book that you will actually pay attention to and want to know what happens next, because it will make you feel less motivated, and it will just make you feel kind of like unproductive because you don't know what's going on in the story. My final tip for you guys is to listen to music and analyze the lyrics. So just go to YouTube or to Spotify and just write, top 50 songs in whatever country that language is famous in, and just have a listen to the tunes. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!